Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network on YouTube. Yay! I feel like I'm in my element and I'm really glad to be here. So hello Glenn, how are you? Welcome. Let me turn this music down just a little bit. Because like I said, I'm really feeling pretty good today. I've been working on a couple different things, as you know, and I've been thinking some more about this veterinary services building. And Doc Sampson's here. Okay, I'll let you distract me from my 82-hour stream for a few minutes. You're on an 82-hour stream. Shouldn't you be talking to your audience? Or is this your stream, or are you part of a raid train type of thing on YouTube? But you're baking a pie. Ooh, what kind of pie are you making? That reminds me, I actually am thinking about making a pumpkin pie. And as you know, I'm a vegan, and there's a recipe that I use a lot, which is so good. And the weather is now kind of cool, so maybe I should do that. Taco Cat, spelled backwards, is Taco Cat. That's right. I got this t-shirt when I used to live in North Carolina. There's this Mexican restaurant called Chewy's that I would go to. And I saw this t-shirt. I said, that is super cool. So Taco Cat spelled backwards is Taco Cat. Yeah. So I don't have cats, but just thought it was hilarious. Anyway, so welcome. And I was thinking about this. I have been reaching out to a couple different people about elevators because I'm really out of my element here. So part of today's stream is really going to be doing some research a little bit. And somebody mentioned to me that the Ninjago City, the original Ninjago City, has some sort of, I don't know, an elevator, and the person told me it's a 4x4 elevator, so it's kind of small, but it cranks and it stays on the second floor where you want it. Chewy started in Austin. Oh, did it really? Oh, cool. Well, then you probably know Chewy's has some pretty hilarious t-shirts. So I don't know if they still have the Taco Cat t-shirt, but yeah, that's where I got it. So, oh, that's cool. That's good information. So yeah. So I've been thinking about this some more, and I apologize for being a little bit late, but today has been a crazy day. I've had 2 lug meetings today. I had Tricky Lug this morning. I had another lug meeting this afternoon with Sea Lug. Then I had a couple different interviews that I had to do for this nonprofit that I belong to. Then I had to go, pick up my groceries. So my groceries are actually still sitting in my car. And thankfully it's only like 62 degrees here in Seattle and it's dropping. So I'm just going to leave them there. We'll probably stream for, I don't know, hour and a half or so. What is a Chewy? I think that's the last name of the person who started the franchise. So yeah, somebody can do a search on that. So while I was shopping, I hadn't charged up my phone. That's my down camera. So in a way, what I was thinking about doing is doing a little bit of preliminary discussion about what I'm planning to do. Also, I wanted to show you my other project, which is my steampunk pirate ship. So some of you may or may not have seen this, because I think I mentioned this on my Twitch stream, but I don't think I mentioned it on my YouTube stream the other day. So I have that with me that I can show you, and I put the other gear mechanism in there, and it looks amazing. It looks super cool. So I ran it by my Sea Lug people about what I wanted to do, and they said, yeah, that's a great idea. So I've been talking with Eric Wilkinson, who's also working in the dystopia area with me, and he's working on a dirigible made out of bricks. And while I was watching him build this, I was thinking, this thing is going to be super heavy. So what I'm decided to do is I'm going to use the base as the pirate ship that was from the Ninjago series, the Destiny's Bounty. And then I'm putting another gear mechanism for the mast. And then I'm going to make out of fabric the dirigible. And I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to create this dirigible out of fabric and also make it kind of stiff, right? So the fabric won't collapse. And I have a couple ideas about that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then also about making elevators. So one thing that I was searching before the stream is there's a guy who built this elevator, which looks super cool, and it's on an 8x16. And when I was looking at this originally, and I'm waiting, let me see how much battery my down camera has right now before I try to start this up. Let's see, where are we at right now? Actually, I should just put this over here for now so I can take a look. Okay, we're not too bad. We're at 11%. So when I got here and I first started, it was 1%. So I was like, yeah, we're probably not going to be able to do the down camera right away. So we're gonna let that kind of stew for a little bit. So when I was looking at this YouTube video, and let me see, I'm pretty sure I have it in the background. So let me get that prepped, because I think the guy's name is Alex. I want to say Hines, maybe. Okay, let me take a look. Like I said, I've got so many windows going, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't too late starting the stream. So my apologies for not having everything prepped, because usually I take a half an hour before the stream starts to get this all ready. And clearly time just ran away from me. But yeah, so all right, let me see if I can find this again, because it is pretty cool. And there's a Lego elevator. And look at that, I'm live. I can see myself live. Okay, let's see. Lego elevator tutorial. Ooh, how to build a working Lego glass elevator with sliding doors. Okay, that's a 14-minute video. But this is the one that I saw. The guy's name is Alex Nunez. So, in fact, why don't we do this? I'm going to share some of this. Sorry, this thing.
Thrive Markets here.
We don't want to watch the ads, do we? I don't think so. Okay, so let me get this all prepped, because I think it's super cool what this guy's done. And it's inspired me because he's using the same type of color system. He's using like the transparent light trans blue, and he's also using gray in his system. So let me get this sharing here. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's go for the website. And as you can see, where are we? Where are we at? Lego elevator with power functions. Yeah, this one's maybe a little overkill, but it'll give you a sense of what I'm talking about. All right, let's see if I can do this and still show me. Oh, okay, I see what I did. Okay, I'm just gonna do it in this screen. Normally I do it on my down screen, but since my down camera's not working, so you're just gonna see the screen for now. So here we go. Okay, so here is the start of the YouTube video. And let me see if I can type this into the chat. The guy's name is Alex Nunez. So Alex Nunez. And let me see if I can grab this video link. So then that way you can check this out later in its entirety. Because it is pretty cool. And like I said, he uses power functions. So it's a little different, but I think that it's something that, I think just it's a skill set we all should check out. Okay, so I put in the chat the link to this video so you can check this out. We're just going to look at a little portion of it. And oops. Yeah, you get to see my whole screen when I'm sharing the website. So hold up. Okay, let me get that video back. There it is. Okay, so we're going to show this. And so he's just showing off his basement right now. And then this is the elevator. So check that elevator out. It's an 8x16 elevator, and it's gray, dark gray, light gray, and trans blue, which is awesome. And it's got, it looks like this bar pulley mechanism on top, and what he's explaining here is it's in between these lifter arms. So you can see on the left, he's got these Technic beams that are lifter arms that are vertical on either side, and that's what's holding it together. And I'm not sure what this string is. That string is something that I've got to figure out if that's a Lego part or if that's something he had to get. But this looks really cool. And he's tilting up to show you how tall it is and to show you the power functions pulley mechanism. And the other thing he says in this video is he's got this, what is it, a wireless remote attached to it so that he can use his wireless remote to control the motor. So it's a little bit more complex. I don't have a remote for power functions, but I do have a remote for powered up. So what I may end up doing is getting really fancy in doing that. So here's his remote control, and what he's doing is he's now pairing it with his connector. And then look at that go. Look at that go. It hits the crossbar for just a moment, but everything else, it works fine. But that looks so cool. I love the size of it, the 8x16. What he doesn't show in this video is I think it is completely open on the other side. All right, so I'm going to stop it there. And let me get back to here. Look at the chat. That's kind of huge. I bet the string is not Lego. Yeah, it probably isn't Lego. You're probably right. It's probably not Lego, but it is large. However, remember, I'm building a veterinary services hospital. And if I make the original profile we were going to go with was this, a 6x6. So I wanted to grab an 8x16 just to kind of compare the size. Okay, so this is an 8x16. Oh, of course I picked green. Let me see if I have another color. Okay, I only have green and blue right now. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm taking this 16x16 and I'm just going to say it's roughly this size. So by comparison, all right, you got the 6x6 and then you have this 8x16. You bet the string is not Lego, and dinos get big. Exactly, exactly. So my thought is, if I take an 8x16, let's just take this. I know it looks weird with the green screen. But if we take this, and I'm just going to use these because they're handy. And if I put these on the edge, maybe it doesn't have to be this big. But maybe it's 2 panels wide. So that would make this, it looks like a 8x12. So an 8x12, or if you add a little buffer, let's just say 8x14. So then that way you can have side, bricks. That actually isn't too bad of a size. And when I look at it with respect to the lobby, maybe it's more like 6x14, maybe instead of 8x14. So I'm going to see what plates I have here. I seem to have a lot of weird colors. I have orange. Okay, I have a brown one. So check this out, this brown size. And then if we put these Let's see. Where did I put the other one? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So if we end up doing this, yeah, this one is a little too small if I want to have the big panel. But if I put it in the middle, that may not be too bad, actually. So one big panel in the middle on a 6 by 10. So this is a 6 by 10. And if I look at it in the lobby, that actually doesn't look too bad. So let me see if I can get this down camera going now, because it has been a little bit, I'm going to guess it's up to at least 20%. So yeah, it's at 25% now, so that's good. Don't want it dying on me, so all right, let me get this going. No, I don't want Bixby. No Bixby. All right, let's get my droid cam going. Yeah, dinosaurs get big, and it also would look more impressive, right? So let's take a look at this droid cam. This is what happens when I have too many things going on. The month of August is going to be super busy. I'll just warn you right now. I have made the decision, as you know, have been waiting for Novavax all this time. But because they made the delay, I just said, you know, I can't keep waiting forever. And I want to be part of this next BrickCon. So I signed up for BrickCon today. For those of you who haven't signed up, it's already, there's a lot of people who've registered for it. So I would say if you're thinking about coming to Seattle, you might as well register soon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's see, let me get this. Get my main screen going. See if you can see this. Aha, it works! Yay! Alright, so just to recap a little bit about what we've been doing. Let me move these out of the way, because I've been playing with second floors. Alright. And if I do this the way I think it may turn out, this actually will work in my favor too, having it a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is the vehicle area, and just to kind of give you a sense, here's that green vehicle we worked on the other day. So, you know, we have essentially a motor pool of about 4 different slots for a variety of different things. And you can kind of see my light fixture here. Let me move that out of the way. And we have, this is the buggy. So I remember we made this on Thrifty Thursday with the buggy. Let me see if I can put this back down so you can still see me. You can kind of see me. Okay. So we got the buggy, we got the Jeep, we can have a tuk-tuk and some other things as well. And then what I was doing kind of off stream was looking at these office sections for the second floor. So you probably remember we were putting these together, and I was just kind of gently putting them down and figuring that we're going to need a row for the banisters or the railings, and then we move these out 4. And then as I was measuring this, this is 2 16 by 16s, and then I was measuring this and I realized I probably need to move those out 1 more because they don't actually quite fit flush. Alright, so let's just do that right now. Let's see if I can move this out without too much trouble. Actually, I'll just lift this up. So we're going to move this out. Even though it makes the office space smaller, I think it'll be fine because I think we can still expand the office space because we still have room on this side over here. Okay, so if you can imagine, and I'm going to need more of these panels. I mean, there's just no getting around it. I mean, I like these panels too. And then I have some other panels that are dark gray that I will be implementing as well. So, all right, so we got that. Yeah, so now it's 5 studs across, but when we do the math, So we put this down. You'll have a railing here, and then you'll have 4 studs to work with, which is good. And then this piece, which is the next floor up, will sit roughly here, and it can be a bridge across to the other side as well. So I am looking at this and I'm saying, this looks like it could be very, very cool. So I'm going to move this. I'm hoping this is going to stick together. So I'm going to be very gentle. Move this over one. Yeah, but this is, I was talking to my C-Lug people and I said, I know this isn't something I was planning to do for BrickCon, but I figure if I can start the preliminary work with the mindset that I got to get this ready for October, then I can work out the kinks and figure out what needs to change and then put it together. So, all right, so now back to this. So all this is 2 16 by 16s with this plate holding it together. And then this will sit directly on those and it'll look amazing. All right, so what's this mean with regard to the elevator? Is that this goes back to what I was saying earlier, that the elevator, our original plan was to make it 6 by 6, right? With that small profile, which is this little piece here. We originally said, okay, we're going to make it 6 by 6, and then that will kind of move up here. So by making it a little bit bigger, and it might even be bigger than this. Right now, this is a 6 by 10. Maybe it'd be 6 by 12 might be better. So if we do that, then we do have the ability, similar to that other elevator we saw, is to make this elevator here and then have it come up to the first floor. And then when we put this down, the elevator can come up to the second floor. And I think doing it this way, I think is going to be super, super cool. So having just an elevator functioning to be able to bring, you know, people up and down this way. And dinosaurs are tall, right? So when you come up to the 3rd floor, if there's a dinosaur that's standing upright, it will be probably about the right size. So I'm thinking I may go bigger. And if you look on the down camera, so this is a 6 by, right now, a 6 by 10. So if I have it on the outside, like you saw on that video, then that still gives plenty of room right in the lobby. And even if I bring it inside, then I still have some room on either side, because you need to make sure the doors open, right? Especially if you're building modular. So I'm opening the doors right now. I could 6 by 10, maybe 6 by 12 is probably the max that I'm going to have to do. So let me see if I can find a 6 by 12. I pulled this one aside. I'm not sure if this is 12. This looks like 10 as well. This one's an orange one. Yeah, that's 6 by 10. Let me see. Well, I mean, the other way we can solve this problem is to do 2 6 by 6s with the plate holding it together, similar to what we did. And I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to take, oops, I thought I had 2 squares here. They're there. So here's my stack of 6 by 6s. So I'm going to grab 2 of those and then make them flush together. I'm going to use the blue ones just because I've been using a lot of green lately. I would prefer dark gray, so it might be that I have to order this. Okay, so this is what I've done. There's a 6 by 12, and I've got the gray piece locking it in together. And we're going to put that right here, roughly. And I think it's going to be right, let's see, this opens up and there's 1 stud, this one opens up and there's 1 stud. Okay, that's probably the max we can go, is a 6 by 12. And by doing it as a 6 by 12, we have the ability to put 2 of these panels in. So yeah, I think this is going to be good. So we have these 2 translucent panels, and that is the makings of the elevator. I think that's going to look nice. I mean, either that or I use similar to the video where he used 2 by 5s, 1 by 2 by 5s. And just to kind of give you some perspective, I believe these are the right size. Yeah, so this is a 1 by 2 by 5 in this tan color. So what I'm going to do is just replace these. I think I have, I mean, this actually might be a good color for an elevator if I decide to go with no windows. So here you can see what I'm doing right now is building the base of the elevator. And I do have quite a few of these in this tan color. So, and maybe what I do is the back is maybe like that, and maybe we'll put these on either side. Ooh, let's look at that. Because these are 6 across. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. So you can see how we're kind of making this elevator. And, you know, maybe that's not as interesting, but it depends on what we have on the front or the back. When the elevator comes up this way, it lands on this floor, people can get off on this floor, keeps going up, go to the next floor. So yeah, I'm starting to think this may be the size we go. And I would not have thought about doing this if I hadn't watched those videos. But, and that goes back to where do you get your inspiration from, right? And I think, you know, seeing what other people have done and adapting that to your projects is a great way to build some MOCs. Yeah. Okay, so going back to the video is, let's see if I can get this web capture again. Oops, website. Oops, that's right, it was on the other window. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's go back to this again. And let me show the video. I think in his case, oops, sorry. There we go. In this case, his elevator, I don't believe has an open mechanism on the other side. I think the people just walk in and then the elevator can move up and down with the remote control. But he has a lot of these, you know, lifter arms side by side that he's using as a way to kind of keep the elevator in place. So that might also be an investment. And there it is, it's going down, heading down. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a combination of those pulleys with that cable. And I'm just going to have to do some research on where that cable came from. Now what some streamers do, oh, look at that. He's got the other side mechanism showing. And you see what he's done there is that he's got the motor connected to the gear mechanism. This is really good. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Hold up. And there we go. Make sure I can save this. All right. Elevator views. So like I said, this guy Alex Nunez, I'm going to do a little bit more research about that. But if you just look at the size, since he did an 8 by 16, I'm going to guess that mine's going to have to be about the same size with that little gear mechanism. I think it'll still fit. And if I use these, I'm going to go back to the down camera. So if I go back to these, that the elevator can hide that motor from the view. So let me check on something on that. So I have this little set of, like, this one's my power functions one, and then I have my powered up cables in here. And here's the powered up cable, or the motor, and that's pretty big. So maybe I will need to do this way. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think through this. Somebody had asked me on the C-Lug call, if you're gonna motorize it, you should use powered up, because powered up lets you do the incremental speeds, and you don't have to do the speed all at 100%. But these motors are huge. I mean, this is what was powering the motor for the haunted house, and the motor was on the outside of the elevator. So the other option is to build the gear mechanism and the upward motion of the elevator on the outside, and put this motor and hide it behind something on the outside. So we may have to do something like that. That's clearly not going to happen today. Today is going to be exploration, because I think I'm going to have to do a lot of research off stream about what's going to work. Plus, I have my motors in here, but I don't have the battery pack, and we're going to need the battery pack and the remote, and I'm going to have to go find those. But some good news is that what's great about the internet is that you can find anything. You can really find anything there. Now, when we were searching, I didn't look at that other video, but I may scrub through it, because it sounded like the other one actually had a working door, and it was a glass elevator with a working door, which I'm very intrigued about. So I'm going to take a look at that. So let me go back to the other screen for a moment. Let's go to that. Okay, so we're going to go back to YouTube, the tube, and go back to my original search. Okay, why are you misbehaving? There we go. So, working Lego elevator, and this one, how to build a working glass elevator with sliding doors. So this is from Tayshawn Harris, and okay, let's look at some ads first. Okay, we're gonna skip these ads. All right, so check this out. So here's this working elevator, a glass elevator, and you can see the gear mechanism is all up here on the top. So this is also interesting, and he's using, it looks like, what, a 16 by 16 plate? That's huge. That's really big. Yeah, I think we definitely will need to pare this down. I think whatever this is, it's going to be quite a bit smaller. But I'm just gonna scrub through this a little bit. Okay, so the actual elevator itself, in fact, may be about the same size we're looking at. So he built it on this 16 by 16, but let me pause here for a moment. Okay, so just looking at it, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 by 6. Okay, my friends. Did I just call that? Did I just call that? Did I just say 12 by 6? I think... Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I've got to say this to the camera. So I'm gonna turn this this website off for a moment. Did I just call that? Did I just say a 6 by 12? I said that before I watched the video. This is a 6 by 12. Okay, so I think we have some synergy going on here. And I think what he was doing is, I think actually that other part of the 16 by 16, I think what he's doing is, so if this is the 6 by 12 on the 16 by 16, I think this is where he's actually putting the motor, which would work well, I think. I'll have to think this through. But if we put the motor behind the elevator, you know, like almost like a shaft behind the elevator, I think this could work. I think this could really work. So if I just look at it from this point of view, the way it looks like he's building it with this, with the motor on the side. I think you could also build it on the front with the motor in the back. So we'll take a look. We will scrub through that video. And then here, let me also grab the link. So if anybody wants to look at this later, that you can check that out. But I like how he's also put a floor on this elevator. So let me put this in the chat first. So in that way everybody can see it later. Yeah. Okay. And let me get the person's name. Let's go back to the... oops. Oops, nope. Where did that YouTube video go? Okay, this is by Tayshawn Harris. Yeah. So, Tayshawn Harris. Let's see. Let's go back to where's the chat? There it is. Okay. So, chat's kind of quiet today, so I'm just gonna say that this is gonna be more of a exercise in what possibilities are there, because some of this is going to be done off stream. Plus, I just don't have enough parts right now. I ordered 25 of these panels, and clearly I need a lot more. So I'm going to have to start thinking about a bricklink order in the future. But I do think this profile is really going to work for this. And just looking at this right now, if I get these 1 by 2 by 5s in translucent blue going across, that's going to look amazing. It's going to look freaking amazing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's scrub through this video because I'm kind of curious about how the doors open. So let's go back and show that. And let's go back to not the chat window, but the actual window of the video. So you can see. Okay, so he's going to build this, and he's going to build this. Ah, okay, so here's this sliding door mechanism. So it looks like he uses one of those translucent arms, and it's attached to a block. Interesting. Okay, so and we're going to take a look here. And like I said, I know I'm scrubbing through this kind of fast, but here's that piece. And how is he attaching that in? That'll be interesting. I'm going to do this regular motion. So, yeah, I'm going to have to watch this more in depth. Okay, then he puts the tile layer up, just like you would with any modular. It's like those stupid ads. Okay, so there's the frame. And Ah, okay. So you almost need to make a basement for this. Oh, and he puts two modules on top of each other. Oh, look at that. That's so clever. And then there's his little mechanism. Okay. I'm definitely going to need to watch this thoroughly, but... And there's the sliding mechanism with the rails. Yeah, I see what he's doing. Okay. So that's going to go probably, what, on the base? Or on the top? Okay, cool. There's the glass. Okay. Okay, this is the main carriage he's building. Got the main carriage going, and then, okay, I've got those pieces. Aha! Snot bricks. Putting some snot bricks down. Okay. We could do that. Oh, look at that. He's got like a control panel. Oh, that's cool. This is very clever. I'm going to subscribe to this guy. He just posted this February 15th of this year. Let's subscribe. Look at that. See, you always learn from other builders what they're doing. Okay. Interesting. More rails. Okay, well that's just like any other modular there. I want to see how the door opens. That's what I want to know. How do you get that door to open? Because right now it's still just a cube. Oh, okay, well, that motor is going to be complex, so we're going to skip over this part with the motor because I'm definitely going to have to do that off screen. Oh gee, we get another commercial. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I'm too cheap to buy the full service. Alright, so we're going to skip the motor part. I want to see how the actual sliding door works. Okay. Yeah, looks like... Oh, wow. It's using a grappling hook. That's cool. Okay, well, I wanted to see the actual door sliding open. So, we may not see that. There's the gear mechanism. Okay, I didn't see a sliding door. It just says Lego elevator. It says sliding doors. Okay, I'm going to have to look at this off stream, but you have the link so you can see what's happening, but that's pretty cool. That is super cool. We're still here, just very, very quiet. Okay. Today's episode, Brickanista reacts to video. That's right. Here, I'm going to hide this again. So, GOW Grasshopper, how are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, what I was doing, in fact, here, let me show you the down camera. All right, so I've started working on this veterinary hospital. And this hospital has on this side, which is covered right now with this 16 by 16, there's vehicles here. So you can see there's going to be a set of vehicles, and this will be the garage. And there's a glass door here and glass panels going all the way across, similar to this side. And then we have in the middle is where I wanted to put the elevator. And originally my plan was to put a 6x6 elevator, but after watching a bunch of videos, I'm thinking that this size is actually going to be the best size. So this is a 6x12, and at the moment I've got this with 1x2x5 bricks on the back and these 6x6 clear on either side. But as you saw from that other video, I'm just going to need to get some more of these clear bricks, the translucent bricks here. But what I'm hoping for is that this is the second floor, right above the garage. This elevator will move up so it can come here. And then I will be putting another layer on top of this And so the elevator can come up to here, and there could be another floor. So I think I've already determined that this is going to be a 3-story building. And as I was thinking on the way home from shopping, that I'm going to have probably a dark blue roof, similar to what I did for the ice cream shop. You good? Hello, everyone. Well, good to have you here. Yeah, so the next thing I want to research, because I had mentioned on my last stream that I wanted to research into elevators for this particular MOC. So the first one we looked at, and you'll have to go back to the chat because I put the links in the chat. The first one we looked at was an Alex Nunez rendition of an outdoor elevator that had the same color scheme, so dark gray and all of that. Lots of work. Yeah, this is probably the most ambitious thing I've done. So putting in an elevator is way out of my comfort zone, but you know, no guts, no glory, right? You just got to go for it. So I was looking at that first one, and then I saw this other guy named Tayshawn Harris, who has made a glass elevator with a sliding door. Now, I haven't watched the video completely, so I'm not sure exactly how the sliding mechanism works, but as you saw, he's using rails. So I'm suspecting that the rails are part of the mechanism, and that there's something that allows it to slide back and forth. So we're going to take a look at that. 3 stories. Careful now. Well, I mean, the reason why I said 3 stories, Glenn, is that, okay, so we talked about this being a separate module, right? This one over here and this one over here. For the foyer, I could put a module going across this way, which is what I was doing. So I had set up this 16 by 16 with this plate in the middle, and then this rests perfectly, now that I've moved these out, onto these other ones. And this module, since it's, oops, oh no, right? Yeah, I clearly need more girders and stuff, but it makes sense to me that this 3rd floor, let me grab this, it's not too far. So hear me out. All right, we've got 2 floors here now, and I think what I probably need to do is let me get a plate, put a plate in between here. The screen plate will do. Let's do this to make this a little more sturdy, shall we? Oh no! I know. But it's Lego. That's the great part about Lego, is that, you know, if it falls, you pick it up and you fix it. No biggie. Okay, so here we have one part of the office building. And when we were talking about this being a modular, that when you are, you know, showing it to people, that you want to be able to, you know, lift up on this and be able to show it off. So you would have this module that could be made independently, which is also another reason why I'm really excited about this, because this could go in between like this, and I don't have to have this go all the way across. We could have this as a big foyer, like a 3-floor foyer all the way to the top here. So this one will be in the 3rd floor. This elevator, I'll have to figure out where to position it. It might end up being roughly here. And then this can go up to the 2nd floor. People can get out there. And this can come up to the 3rd floor. So I guess it'll come roughly there. And then, you know, this could be, I don't know, the penthouse suite of the Dr. Wu. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But this foyer area could still be tall and still make sense, right? Unless it's a Star Wars Death Star. If that falls, I'm not rebuilding it. Okay. Yeah, but I'm very intrigued by this because the elevator itself, depending on how I keep building this, because don't forget, this is the foyer front area. we still have the back, which is supposed to be the paddock and the clinical areas, some of the, I guess, the containment cages, so then, you know, while they're recuperating, they don't try to flee. Yeah, I think it's going to be, my estimate right now is right now we're at 2 32 by 32 base plates. If we add another 32 by 32 base plate back here, it could be either a 64 by 64 or a 64 by what, 96. Oh, hey, Robin Eklund, you're watching, listening. My son-in-law sent me his old collection. Oh, which is all over your floor after washing, and I'm trying to sort it out. Wow, lucky you. Yeah, so anyway, so people are thinking I'm being a little ambitious here, which is kind of true. But I also think I've made it modular so that, here, let's go back to this one. And I'm going to connect these just to be super safe. You know, we've moved this back out, and I'm going to pull this up, and we're going to do this. So, yeah, I need to move this one by ones back, but we're going to just do this to secure it down. Okay. So we're going to move this and move this back, because like I said, the reason why I need to move them back are two reasons. One is that we need to put rails going across. And this could be like one set of modular that I work on. And let's just gently put this down here. Okay, so here's the method to my madness, folks, is that this already is two modules put together. You see with the Technic pen, that's there. So it's 32 by 32. Then we have this, which is 16 by 32, and that could be a module. Then we have on this side 16 by 32, and then this is also 16 by 32, and depending on where I position this, depending on the elevator, right, I could, let's just say if we put it all the way to the edge. Let's see. Right here, roughly. I was looking at this the other day. It does line up. So it's just I don't have all the pieces, so things are not quite in alignment, but it'll work. Okay, there we go. All right, so now I could work on this as a separate module. I could work on this as a separate module, and I could work on this as a separate module. This motor pool, I have a couple options with that. I can make it like an open air, a motor pool, almost like a carport, and then that won't be as much work. And I could even leave it half open. The one on this side over here, because we used half of the base plate for the lab, this is the dinosaur lab. So on the dinosaur lab side, this can be also a modular that can just pop off. So imagine there's one more set of offices here. This pops off, and this can pop off, and you can still see inside. So it makes it easier to build, because then once I have the design figured out, then I can just say, okay, I'm going to work on this module, and I'm going to work on this module, and I can really work on the details. And then once this is all together, we have this, and then I'd have to put some sort of flooring at the very top. So let's just say this is another floor. So we have one more at the very top. This goes all the way across, and then you build the roof on top of that. Lucky Robin, it's lucky. GOW Grasshopper, nice. Okay, yeah, see, this is why I'm thinking this could be super cool. It is going to take some kind of innovative work, and this is the part that I'm working on now, is figuring out the elevator. And if I can do this elevator too, that'll be a huge boost to me, because it'll be out of my comfort zone and something that I can say, yeah, I know how to build an elevator. I know how to build an elevator with a sliding door. I mean, I was mentioning this to C-Lug today and asked people how they do this, and they weren't sure. Cowboy Kenobi, how are you? We were just talking about the elevator that I'm going to be working on. So it's going to be this size, 6 by 12. And I've got these as placeholders because I need to order 1 by 2 by 5 in translucent blue. And then there's this video that I need to watch about how to put a sliding door here. So I think if I saw kind of briefly what it was like, I'm going to grab one of these, is that I think the way it works is that this will sit on a tile, and then there'll be railings here, and this will slide back and forth like this. So then that way, and the way they had it in the video, in fact, let me do this. Let me put in, all right, just as a placeholder, we're just gonna cover up these 12 minifigures max. You're gonna need a permit for that. Okay. So this part, the way the video, at least from what I could see, is that's where you put like the controls of the elevator. And then this would sit here somehow. In fact, I think it's back one. I think he moved it back one like this. And then I think the way it works is that this will be on tiles, and then it slides back and forth this way, which would be super cool. Yeah. I don't know. I have to look at the instructions on what they did, because that's the only thing that makes sense, right? Because unless he put this sliding door on the outside so that it sits like right here and slides on some rails going across. Well, let me check that. Let me see. Do I have rails? I might. I'm just theorizing because I'm basing it. So if you go back to the chat, I put in the links of these YouTube videos that I've been looking at. Okay, so here are my rails. I'm going to see if I have some smaller ones too, because right now it looks like, and if I remember watching the video, I think he put them on the underside here. So let me try something. So I've got this holding these two together. Let's see what happens if we use this railing instead. Let's see. Put it like that. Replace that. And I have no idea what I'm doing, just full disclosure. I'm just, right now, I'm just kind of playing with things. So you see that rail now is on the bottom. And if I think I see the way he did it, I think this slides against this rail. And what I would need to do is somehow, I think, raise it up. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it'll slide like that. I'm guessing. I'm really guessing at this point. Only 10 though, or the alarm will go off on the elevator. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so let me see if I have the smaller ones. I think I have a few. Oh, look at that. I have some in dark gray too. Let me put the dark gray ones down. All right. So I have a dark gray railing here. Yeah, if I can master this technique, and like I said, Tayshawn Davis, kudos to you, dude, for sharing on YouTube. Bro Thor is involved. Has anybody picked up the Bro Thor set yet? I mean, is it authentic? Does it actually represent the bro in all his fat glory? That's what happens when you don't do your superhero duties and just drink too much beer. Okay. All right. So my guess, like I said, I haven't watched the video in full, but this railing is important for this. And like I said, he had this down, something like this, for the controls that are inside the elevator. So then the controls would go inside here. Oops, inside here. And then the elevator would slide along that rail for the opening of the door. You ordered it, so it's on the way. Very cool. Oops. Oh, I caught that. That could have been another oh no moment. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, the third thing I want to check out. So there are 3 things I wanted to look at for this elevator. So today is like elevator research. I put in 2 links in the chat already of 2 videos that I saw that are going to be useful for this project. The third thing that I just learned today, so I wasn't able to pull this up before the stream, is Ninjago City. The original Ninjago City has instructions for an elevator, but it's super small. It's like a 4x4. But I just learned this today in my CLUG meeting, so I'm going to see if I can find those instructions first and then share that with you. All right, so let's go to lego.com. And if somebody can do me a favor and look up the Ninjago City, well, actually, I probably can do it from here. Never mind. What is the Ninjago City Lego set number? Let's see, Ninjago City. This is the original, not Ninjago City Gardens, the original. So let's see. Ninjago City. It's probably going to have to go back a ways. What? Wait a minute. All right, maybe somebody who knows the number, because right now I'm seeing everything with City and Ninjago. It's going to take me a while. Is there any way I can find that? I guess maybe I should go to Brickset, maybe? Because it was called Ninjago City, right? Let me see if I put quotes around it. Because there's Ninjago City, there's Ninjago City Docks, there's Ninjago City Gardens, right? If I remember right? Let's see what we got. 574 results. No, I don't want to go through 574 results. Okay, we might have to save this for another time, because I don't want to have to force you to have to watch me doing all these searches here. Let's see. In today's episode, let's see how many times Brickanista knocks stuff over. I know, it's awful. And I have some news. I am going to be trained on Tuesday for being a foster dog parent. So what I have to do is I am doing a massive cleanup of my apartment. I am getting all this Lego off the floor in preparation for a future dog. And as you know, usually when I'm working on this table, my elbows will knock something over, right? It's just inevitable. I always knock something over and it doesn't go over well. So I'm rethinking my whole workspace. In fact, I'm even thinking that I have this really nice wood burning fireplace that I have not used. That I'm even thinking about using the fireplace as another wall. So, in other words, putting a table in front of the fireplace and not even using the fireplace in the winter, and then putting some shelves above that. So then that way I could put some things there. So, yeah, dog proof the Lego room. Yeah, yeah, well, and I don't live in a very big space. I live in a 600 square foot apartment. So I am, right now I'm in the living room, traditional living room, and I've used that as my Lego space. But what I'm going to do is, I think what I'm going to have to do is rearrange the tables in here over the next couple weeks. And I'm seriously thinking I have not even burned one thing in that fireplace. And that's a whole wall that I could be using for storage, for a table, for displays. So maybe I could just put displays over there, and then I can use this area here some more for the Lego space. And then I'm even thinking about, for the dog, I'm going to need to get a dog bed and some other things. And where am I going to put the dog bed? So yeah, there's a lot to discuss. But I do have a dog crate because Logan had a crate, and that's in the bedroom. So but when I had my dog, I had the dog crate so he could sleep in there. I also had another spot he could sleep in the living room. So yeah, my dog is sleeping on the floor. Made my Lego room dog friendly. Yeah. Well, you have two dogs, don't you? And my dog used to sleep also just on the floor. He would just, find a spot and then lean over. And then there was one point where I had beanbag chairs a long, long time ago, and he would find a beanbag chair and he'd make that his bed. But later on, I actually bought him an official dog bed because he was getting older, and they have that special cushion, on the bottom of the bed. And then it also had that little cushion around, like a little donut around it, so he could, lay his head there. So we'll see. I don't even know what size dog I'm going to be getting. So, I mean, I told them I live in a small apartment, so hopefully they're not going to send me a Great Dane, right? If I have a Great Dane walking around here. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So on the 10th, I'm going to be trained, and then we'll see. And since I'll be a foster parent, it might be, a rotation of dogs, unless I fall in love with, a dog and just say, I can't let this dog go. I'm going to have to adopt it. Are you going to foster only small dogs? Chainsaw only sleeps on the couch. Kala sleeps on the floor, or Nala sleeps on the floor. So they don't jump up and put the paws on the tables. Right, right. Well, Logan was a corgi, so corgis are pretty short. So he would only like put his paws up if he wanted, like if he was really excited, and he'd like try to jump on me and such. But he was never tall enough to actually jump onto a table. Now, on the other hand, the other thing about corgis is they don't have a tail. I know that I've been to other people's homes where their dog, the other thing you have to dog proof is that the dog's walking around and the tail's wagging back and forth and knocking things over. So yeah, I'm doing a serious reshuffling of boxes and, other things. I've been donating stuff so then that way I can make room for the dog. But yeah, I'm so excited because I've been wanting a dog for a long time. For those of you who follow me, I've been talking about getting a dog, and the foster program is actually perfect because, as you know, we have BrickCon coming up in October, so I'm just taking that whole weekend off. And I'm hoping that the first foster that I get in will maybe be for a month, and then I will go to the con and not have to worry about, walking the dog and doing all that. And then when the con's over, get the next dog. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I also have a lead for a corgi. So who knows? Maybe I'll have two dogs. Maybe I'll have the corgi and another. You have a senior Keon. I'm not sure what a Keon is. He's 14. That sounds great. Thank you, Cowboy Kenobi. Yeah, yeah. And I figure I was talking to my mom about this. As you know, I mentioned this a couple of streams ago, that my mom said that's really good for you because you'll make a good home for a foster dog. And I said, yeah, and this will be great because I haven't had a dog for 2 years, so I'm kind of out of the routine, and it'll get me trained for the time when I do have my own dog. So yeah, so thank you. Okay, so I haven't been able to find Ninjago City, just Ninjago City, and oh, a Chihuahua and a Papillon. Wow. Okay, I didn't realize they were called Chions. That's interesting. Yeah, there's a friend of mine who's got two Great Danes, and I went to go see him, RJ Coughlin. You probably remember I did a Brickanista on the Move episode with him. Here, let me go back to the full camera. Hold up. So I had a chance to visit with him, and he's got two, what are they, greyhounds. He's got two greyhounds called Whiskey and Seamus, I think, or Sean. Anyway, so they're two greyhounds that he got from a rescue that's over here in Woodinville. And there's another rescue in Woodinville that actually wanted to get some fosters, so that's who I'll be working with. But his neighbor has a Chiweenie, which is a Chihuahua and a Dachshund. So it's called a Chiweenie. The horse dog? No, actually the horse dog I thought was the Bernese Mountain Dog. That they call the Bernese Mountain Dog the poor man's horse, or the poor man's horse, because you get the dog, and the dog can be strapped into like pulling plows and stuff. So yeah, but I have a feeling what they're gonna do is, since I'm in an apartment, they'll probably start me off with either a senior dog or a smaller dog, is my guess. I don't know. I mean, who knows? If I tell you, guess what? I got a Saint Bernard here. Or, you know, it might even be a medium-sized dog, like a German Shepherd, or what's another medium-sized dog? A Border Collie, something like that. I think for me, because I'm used to Corgis, that they're herding dogs, that if they sent me a dog that was a similar kind of herding dog, like I said, a Sheltie, a Collie, Border Collie, a German Shepherd, Belgian, what is that, Chinois? The ones that they used in the John Wick series, John Wick 3, which, by the way, those dogs were amazing. And yeah, so I don't know, we'll see. But that's the big news, big news coming up in the next couple weeks, because so here's some big news coming up for streaming. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing mock improv with Llano River Blue and Aubrey Kovach. So, you know, we've done one round of mock improv with Alexander 23, Brickworm, Cornado, and Debo. So this time we're going to do a smaller one with me and Llano and Aubrey. And we're going to do that tomorrow at 1 o'clock at my regular time. And then on Wednesday, remember I mentioned I was going to change my time on Wednesdays? So I'm still keeping my schedule for all the other streams that I'm doing, except for Wednesday. So Wednesday, I normally stream at 9 o'clock. I'm moving that to 5 o'clock on YouTube. So instead of 9 o'clock on Twitch, it's going to be 5 o'clock on YouTube. There is a possum in my neighborhood. Palm tree that seems friendly. Well, yeah, possums are actually, they can be cool. So anyway, so that is going to be the LEGOMasters Season 2 recap episodes. So you remember that Remy Baker was doing this with Llano on his channel, and he's decided to take a break from streaming. So I reached out to him and to Llano, and we all came to the agreement that we'll run it on the Brickanista Broadcast Network until the end of the season. So they've done the first 6 episodes. We're going to do the second 6 episodes. And Llano and I have already been talking about different graphics and other things that we're going to be doing. And I work on Tuesday nights, so that's why I couldn't do it on Tuesday at 9, which is the time that they used to do it. So that's coming up in the next couple days. I will put this on my link tree. I will put it on the Discord server. I'm already got some of the promo pieces ready for this Sunday, but lots of fun. And I'm really excited about mock improv because it looks like it's gaining traction. And if anybody wants to participate, either live on stream or if you just want to build along with us, because as you remember last time, I had a timer going and we had the other, competitors all, building the same thing. And this time we're not going to use like a CMF series like we did last time, because last time we went with Looney Tunes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create the wheel, and it'll be something like adult, child, baby, non-human. We'll put a couple different categories where everybody has something in their collection that they could use. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And similar to last time, the audience will give us suggestions on locations and then activities. And then we will build something in a 16 by 16 square that is featuring that particular character in doing those activities. So should be fun. We're really, really excited. Human fingers. Ooh. What are you guys talking about? As far as what do possums eat? I don't know. Are you trying to feed the possum? Is that why you're asking, Cowboy Kenobi? I will tell you this. They like cat food. And the reason why I know this is that when I was living in that apartment in Charlotte, I mentioned that I had saved 3 cats. That what they do is that they put out these traps for the cats, right? For the feral cats. And we caught a possum in there. So the possum must have seen the cat food and went in and was eating the cat food. So I would try the cat food. And since I know you have a cat, that and it was the wet type, not the dry type. So if you have some, wet cat food, then yeah, that might work. Like I said, I caught a possum by mistake in there. I might even have the video for that in my other account, in my Thousand Cranes account. If I find it, I'll let you know. Oh wait, lady fingers. I was way off. Well, lady fingers are actually quite tasty if they're the pastry. Okay, well, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. I don't have anything else I can do with this particular one, but I wanted to just give you those dates. And in fact, let me go ahead and put this in the chat, so then that way you have the dates of some of these things coming up. Because the other thing that I have set aside, we talked about, is a particular day that we're going to do a watch party. And it's going to be Tuesday, August 17th. So let me put these special days in August. Okay, so tomorrow, which is August 8th, is mock improv. We're going to do that. And then Tuesday, let me get my date straight. That would be, Wednesday. Wednesday, August 11th at 5 p.m. on YouTube will be the LEGOMasters Season 2 episode recap with Llano, Reboot. So anyway, so she and I have been talking about, and she's actually really appreciative because doing the recap on the same night, you have to kind of process all the competitors, what they built, what you liked about them, etc. So we're going to do that. And then let's see, what else did I say? We have August 17th, which is a Tuesday, is going to be a watch party. Watch party TBD. Probably we'll get together either on Discord or Zoom and watch something. Last time we watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which I forgot how many times they had close-ups of the cowboy hats flying off, which I thought was hysterical. And that time, TBD as well. It might be, I'm going to reach out to Debo, because Debo just made an announcement that he just got a job, and he's going to be working for the University of Michigan again. And he's 3 hours ahead, so time is TBD, but likely 7 p.m. And then that way it's not too late. You watch a 2-hour movie, it'll be about midnight for him. And then 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock for us in Pacific time. So those are the special days that I've got set up. And if you're interested, of course, you're always welcome. And I am so excited about working with Llano, because Llano's going to be here tomorrow, and I'm going to be working with her on Wednesday. So we just got all kinds of cool things going on. And I'm just going to adjust this guy. I look super orange, don't I? There we go. That's better. It's like going, what's going on with my lighting here? That's better. So anyway, well, thank you again, everybody, for hanging out with me. I know this is a shorter stream than I normally do, but I just think that, you know, with not being able to see the Ninjago City Gardens, what I'll do is I'll do some research offline and download the Ninjago City, the original, and look for the elevator. And what I've been told is that it's a pretty simple mechanism for that. So we'll have a couple different options, and then I'll watch that video that I put into the chat. I think this sliding glass door option from Tayshawn Harris, I think, you know, what he's doing, I think with this sliding door mechanism, I think is going to be super cool. So I'm gonna watch that video, see if I can replicate it. It looks like, I think he's using power functions instead of powered up. So that's another thing to think about, but I think we do have the profile. I think this is the size we're going to use, the 6x12, and if we can get this to go back and forth and put it into, you know, the lobby, I think it's going to be super cool. So I'm very, very excited about this. I hope you are too. Okay, my friends, so as they say, thank you everybody. Thank you GOW Grasshopper, Cowboy Tornado, Glenn, let's see, who did I miss? I know there was somebody else that was here earlier. GOW Grasshopper. I thought there was one more person that I missed here. Oh, Robin Eklund, of course, Robin. Thank you so much for everybody who's been hanging out with me and participating and all your support. I mean, I know I don't have a lot of viewers, but it helps me process when I'm going through the creative process. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting the basis of the Jurassic World. In fact, where'd that patch go? So this is super cool. Veterinary Services. I just registered for BrickCon, and BrickCon, I got a brick made that says, what does it say? Jurassic World Vet Services, because that was just enough with the 28 characters to fit. So, and oh, so the other bit of news, I told you about the dog. I told you about vaccines. So in order for me to attend BrickCon, I need to be vaccinated. And as you know, I've been waiting for Novavax. They made an announcement Thursday that they're postponing to Q4. They originally said Q2, then they said Q3. And if I wait till Q4, I won't be able to visit my family for the holidays. So I just sent a note to my doctor. So I'm going to be getting the J&J vaccine sometime between now and October, probably September 15th, because in order to have 2 weeks immunity before going to the convention. So don't be surprised in the coming weeks if I'm not feeling well. I might need to cancel a stream. I'm hoping I won't have to. I'm going to try to time it for a Friday because I had Friday off. So if I time it for a Friday and then I don't stream until Saturday at 9, that gives me almost 48 hours to hopefully recover. But anyway, so that's all the news. And like I said, we have a couple really cool days coming up, and you'll see more of that in the weeks to come. So I hope I see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock right here for the mock improv. It's going to be fun. So thank you for an interesting stream while I sort. Okay, well, I'm glad you could enjoy it. And good night, GOW Grasshopper. Hi and bye, everybody. Yeah, hi, Cowboy Tornado. Sorry this was a short stream, but I think, you know, right now... Oh, wait a minute. There is one more thing I wanted to show you. You got the Pfizer. Oh, okay. There is one more thing I wanted to show you. Did I show you this yesterday? I can't remember. Did I show you the... I put the mast back onto the the Destiny's Bounty. Did I talk about that? It's all a blur. I know we talked about it, I think, on Twitch. I don't think we talked about it on YouTube. And I realized what I knocked over. So I have here the Destiny's Bounty with one of these fallen off. Hold up. This is, I think, an easy fix that I can do with one hand. Let's see. Can I do it with one hand? No, I can't. Hold up. Let me fix this. This is, I'm so excited about this next thing, is that I fixed this the other day because, as you know, the Destiny's Bounty has been, oh, wait a minute, hold up, why is this not seating? It should seat right there. All right, I think the lighting in here is terrible because it's not lining up. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so you remember the Destiny's Bounty. Mock killer. Okay. So, anyway, so the Destiny's Bounty has this flapping mechanism here for this ship. And I already took the head off the dragon head. That was this. That was on the front of this Destiny's Bounty. So my plan is, I've already added this second mask. So you remember I was working on this the other day? This is for the steampunk, I have this mask. And let me see if I can show you again. And if you see closely, this turn mechanism turns those wheels. Oops, wait a minute. Is this not lined up? I might have to adjust it a little bit. Okay, there we go. So you can see it's got this turn mechanism here. So my hope is, that's awesome, thank you. Yeah, I think GOW Grasshopper, you didn't see this. So this turn mechanism with all these gears, what I'm hoping to do is attach this to a dirigible that I'm going to build with fabric. And I know that sounds kind of weird because normally you do everything in bricks. But I was looking at my Spice Pirate ship, and you probably remember I made custom sails for that. So that's beautiful. Yes, it's a set. So this is the Ninjago Destiny's Bounty, and it has this play feature. It has another cool play feature too, which, let me lift it off the tray. So when you lift it off the tray, it has a dual set of anchors. So you see how these anchors are attached to that chain? So you can lift them up and lower them. And as I was looking at this is also one that has, oops, these, which are supposedly like jet engines almost. And this just fell over. What happened here? Hold it. This is what happens when I don't have a workspace that can accommodate this. Where is this? Where is this connected? Oh, okay. I think I got it. Wait a minute. Hold up. Alright. I can do this. That's, like I said, it's Lego. When something falls apart, just put it back together. Alright, so we're back to this again. The top gear is Mickey Mouse. The top gear. Which one is that? You're talking about this one? Of the one that I built is Mickey Mouse? Or are you talking about this one up here? But anyway, so we've got this flapping mechanism, we've got the drop down, and then we've got these like jets. So really the only thing I need to change is I need to make this less Ninjago-like. make it more steampunk-like, probably some gold and brass and some other things. I'm going to attach a dirigible to the front up here, and if I can make it work, attach it somehow to the gear mechanism, so then that way when you turn the wheel, that maybe the balloon moves back and forth, which I think would be super cool. Oh, fragile playability. Oh, you're talking about up here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but I just thought about it, and I said, you know, this could certainly be a steampunk airship, right? Flapping wings and all that. Yeah, looks like Mickey. Oh, okay. Anyway, so for those of you who missed that, when I built that on my Twitch stream, I rebuilt the mast because you probably remember when I built the Destiny's Bounty originally, I had to take a black mast from one of my other ships to finish it because I couldn't find the dark brown one. So I found the dark brown one, reconstructed it, and I said, you know what? This is going to be perfect for my steampunk airship. So that's the plan. So I'm going to be working on pretty much 2 big MOCs over the next couple weeks. The steampunk airship and this big veterinary hospital. and I may have bit off more than I can chew, but in a way it's good because this isn't technically due till March of next year. So easily steamed. Oh, okay. Anyway, okay, so now I can say goodbye because I forgot to mention that's the other thing that I'm working on. And oh, and you know, with BrickCon coming up, if you are planning to go, I'm going to be the dystopia theme coordinator, and if you are planning to do a steampunk airship, we're going to make space for that. We're also making space for bunkers, and I'm hoping that, you know, I get the vaccine in the coming weeks, and then I'll be ready to go. So come on up to Seattle if you're thinking about coming to Seattle and hanging out with the Brickanista. I'll be live, and they only are allowing 400 builders. So that's the other thing, is that they've opened registration August 1st. It's $85 for the full registration, and it's going to be over 3 days starting on Friday. So it's actually a full day of programming Friday. So if you normally work that day in the Seattle area, you'll need to take that day off. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's an amazing convention. It's going to be the 20th anniversary, and they are requiring, though, that you are vaccinated and that you show proof of vaccination, and they're going to limit the public to, I think, 1,000 per round, and then they're going to sterilize everything and then only let another 1,000 in at a time. They're still working out all the details, but it should be a lot of fun. So I'm stoked. I'm so excited. And then I'll also be able to visit my parents for the holidays. So anyway, thanks again, everybody. I'm looking forward to our next meeting tomorrow, 1 o'clock, mock improv with me and Aubrey Kovach, the Brick Cove, and Femme from the Block, also known as Llano River Blue. So anyway, thank you again for all your support and for hanging out with me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, and as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care. Bye.